It's 8-bit, you little shit, that's right, punk. Just rage and quit, I don't care, don't give a fuck. It is time for me to go level up. It's 8-bit, you little shit, that's right, punk. Just rage and quit, I don't care, don't give a fuck. It is time for me to go level up. Blades of Steel came out in the 80s for the NES and was meant to be one of the many sports games on the NES, and in this case it's a game about playing hockey. So right away you know it was nominated Canada's #1 game of the year. There are two different types of ways to play the game. There's one mode where you just play one big game against two different teams, or there's one that pits you a bunch of different teams in a variety of different levels. And the two different teams that you go up against that you can play as is either the Canadians or the Americans. But other than the colors, both play exactly the same. Now, even though I'm not really a hockey man, I'm more of a basketball boy at heart, I gotta say, this game's actually really fun. Very fast-paced. I like the controls, all the different little gameplay mechanics, and all the different gaming styles you have between the players. Like a typical hockey game, you could just go like a fucking maniac, and I mean, there is no violence in this game. After all, you know, this was an 80s game. You know, they're trying to keep it, you know, a little PG in front of the kids that was playing this. But, you know, it gets pretty fucking violent. It captures the raw energy that you see in some of these hockey games. Now, if only they can bring hockey to the hood, now that would be the ultimate. Like I said earlier, one of the best things about this game is the way it controls. It's very fluent. All the characters are very good. The physics, despite being an 80s game, and, you know, physics in games wasn't really like a well-established thing, for the most part, they're pretty good here. It really makes you feel like you're playing a real game of hockey. You try to shoot that shit right to the goal, and then it might get slapped away, but if you're just right, and you get the right trajectory and precision, then it's going to go right in the net, and you won your team a point. One of the things to point out about this game is how you're able to tell which character you is. What they do is they have the character you're supposed to be playing as flashing, but the thing is they have other players on the other team flashing as well. So it gets a little bit confusing and distracting, at least when you first start the game. And nothing for nothing, the actual fighting levels where you have the hockey players actually get into fistfights and shit, it's not bad or anything, but I'm just saying, it ain't no Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Compared to the rest of the game, these sections just kind of feel like button mashing. But other than that, still a very good game. I highly recommend it, which is saying something because, yeah, not much of a hockey fan myself. More of a basketball boy. Now, if only they could make Balls of Steel, maybe they shouldn't use that title. Until then, I can stick with basically every other basketball game that's on Nintendo. I'm gonna stick with classics like LJN's NBA on SNES. Or Space Jam.
I want some hockey. I need some hockey. Long as Red Wings on the TV, I'm happy.